So happy to have Jamie Cobb with Gwatney Buick GMC in the studio this morning. Talk a little bit about winter driving. Thanks for being in here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
You know, some of the new vehicles really do make it a lot easier to drive in the kind of conditions we have out there because of all the really the idiot-proof, if you will, bells and whistles that are on these cars.
Yeah. So traction control, you know, that's a big thing in vehicles now. Most of them all have it. You see the little button next to the shifter usually. You can push it and turn it on, turn it off. And nobody ever turns it off because it automatically defaults to on, which is a good thing because it helps control wheel spin and things like that.
Yeah, it absolutely is. So one of the questions that a lot of people have, and I'm confused about it sometimes, is what's the difference between all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive? Sounds like it's the same thing, but
it's not. So actually, a four-wheel drive, as we know, usually has a knob or a button or a lever that allows you to activate the front end. So you got the rear wheel, typically always doing the propulsion of the vehicle. You put it in four-wheel drive. Now all four wheels are pulling all the time. So the difference between that and an all-wheel drive is an all-wheel drive allows all wheels to add traction, but not at the same time necessarily. Okay. So basically the transfer case is sensing when one wheel spins, it says, hey, I need more traction. It may lock in the left front wheel, the right front wheel. It doesn't really, it's a computer, so it knows faster than we do which wheel needs the traction.
That's exactly right. These onboard computers are really a phenomenal driver aids. Yeah. They really are. So having the all-wheel and the four-wheel is better than having neither, I would guess, if you're out driving in this. So,
yeah. And it's not just all-wheel drive for bad weather like we just, we recently experienced, but all-wheel drive in the summertime when we've had rain and the roads get slick in the summertime in Arkansas. We got light debris on the road from being dry, and all of a sudden you get the rain, it lifts that debris, and roads become slick. So the all-wheel drive just helps assist in taking out the human factor in traction.
Yeah. What about front-wheel drive? Is that?
Well, front-wheel drive is front-wheel drive only, so the rear doesn't do anything. And so with an all-wheel drive, the transfer case says, hey, I need this wheel to pull, I need that wheel to pull, and it's actually telling the vehicle what to do.
Yeah, and I know out at the shop, at the store, you've got all kinds of vehicles, models that have all those things on them, right?
Absolutely.
What would you recommend? If you could drive anything that you got out there on the
Well, I like a four-wheel drive truck.
Yeah,
personally,
I do too.
But the Terrain, the Acadia, the Enclave, all those vehicles, and I'm seeing more vehicles standard with the all-wheel drive. And so the all-wheel drive is not a knob you turn on and off. It does itself automatically. So it's all-wheel drive when it needs it.
Yeah, go out and test drive some of those. They'd be a blast to do that. All right, let's talk about the winter driving for the rest of us, because I know your guys in the service department are probably swamped right now because you've got all kinds of issues that arise from the potholes and everything else. And one of the other things, too, that is interesting that you recommend is to get your car washed, and it has really nothing to do with the look of the vehicle.
Correct. Right? The exterior is not really the big issue with all this salt, brine, and stuff that they use on the road. All that's in your brake calipers, your rotors, in your drivetrain, the undercarriage of the vehicle, and you want to get all that off because it can create rust issues and corrosion, and obviously you don't want that under your car.
Yeah, a lot of people think, hey, I'll just wait because we're bound to get some bad weather, but that's really good advice. Plus, a lot of times your backup cameras, your blind spot monitors get covered in gunk and snow and all the rest of that. Yeah.
And all that's talking to the computer. It's telling the vehicle what it needs to see, what it needs to do. So get that done. And again, front-end alignments right now with the potholes, as you mentioned.
Yeah, right.
That's a big problem right now. So get it in. Let's check your alignment. Make sure you're not going to wear out a tire incorrectly.
Absolutely. So what do you need to do if we want to come in and get a checkup?
Hey, just give us a call at Gwatney Buick GMC, 501-945-4444, or come see us.
Absolutely. Go see Jamie, and he's got a great group out there. They're right next to Sam's Club over there on Landers Road in Sherwood. Hey, thanks for being in here. We appreciate it, man. It's so good to see you.
Good to see you, too.
All right. A lot more Good Morning Arkansas coming up. Don't go away.